The researcher unfastens the woman's clothes and is shocked to discover her entire back is covered with dense patches of mold. These molds seem to be alive, slowly devouring the woman's body. Seeing this scene, Ellie is terrified. She immediately puts on a protective mask and carefully removes a piece of mold as a sample. After observing it under a microscope, Ellie is horrified to find that the mold reproduces at an incredible speed. It turns out this place is called the Kola Superdeep Borehole. It is the deepest scientific drilling project in human history. The borehole reaches a depth of over 12,000 meters. It has long since pierced through the Earth's crust. Because of this, inexplicable and eerie phenomena begin to occur underground. In just 1 month, 20 people mysteriously disappear here, and those who are found have all been infected with an unknown virus. To uncover the truth, Ellie leads a small team to investigate. However, just as they land on the snowy plains of the borehole, they see a researcher holding a grenade, slowly walking toward them. Although everyone desperately tries to stop him, the man seems to have lost his mind and refuses to stop. Left with no choice, the team opens fire, but strangely, the bullets have no effect on him at all. At the moment, everyone is stunned. The researcher suddenly detonates the grenade. The violent explosion sends debris flying and cuts across Ellie's cheek. Fortunately, no one is killed. After leaving the aircraft, Ellie is filled with questions about what just happened. She approaches the researcher's body and collects the remaining sample into a test tube. However, what happens next is shocking. The sample instantly turns into a pile of dust inside the tube. Meanwhile, the base colonel is informed of everything. It turns out the researcher became extremely violent after returning to the surface. He was trying to stop others from entering the Kola borehole. To uncover the truth, Ellie decides to personally descend into the borehole. But as soon as they reach the underground living area, a strange-looking researcher suddenly blocks their way. The man panics and warns Ellie to take everyone back to the surface immediately, while they can still climb out through the mining pathway. If they wait any longer, it will be too late. Before Ellie can ask any questions, a soldier suddenly shoots and wounds the man. The elevator doors slam shut instantly. The man is inside elevator number 2, plunging rapidly toward the 12,000-meter abyss. To catch him and uncover the truth behind it all, the colonel leads the team to put on heat-resistant suits, preparing to pursue him through the mining pathway. However, the moment they open the entrance, the red warning lights overhead suddenly flash on. Then a lab technician slowly walks out. Ellie immediately isolates the woman and repeatedly asks what happened underground, but the woman refuses to say a word. At this moment, Ellie notices a terrifying fact. The underground temperature reaches 200 degrees, yet the woman is wearing no protective gear at all. To investigate further, Ellie takes a mold sample from the woman's back for analysis. Under the microscope, the mold begins to grow at an extremely rapid rate. Ellie immediately informs the colonel that it is an intracellular parasite. They suspect this is the true secret of the Kola borehole. The colonel immediately orders that the woman be sent back to the surface for research. However, before they can act, the team receives news about the escaped researcher. The man intends to detonate the borehole to completely seal this place and prevent the mold from spreading to the surface. Before anyone can react, an explosion suddenly erupts. The next second, the pressure pumps are instantly destroyed. If they cannot evacuate within 1 hour, everyone will be trapped underground forever. Meanwhile, Ellie heads to the observation room to check on the woman, but the medical room is completely dark. She slowly walks inside and is horrified to see that the walls are entirely covered with fungus, and the woman has merged with the fungus itself. Ellie trembles in fear, but the colonel calmly orders her to collect samples immediately. Staring at the constantly writhing fungus, Ellie cannot bring herself to do it. At this moment, John steps forward to help, but he is instantly attacked by the fungus. In an instant, the entire medical room is overrun by fungus. Fortunately, Ellie puts on her protective mask in time and barely escapes disaster. But then strange sounds come from the other side. A team member is mechanically repeating test results. Ellie follows the sound, only to find the person already consumed by fungus. Realizing the danger, Ellie immediately turns and runs. She uses a fire extinguisher to blast the fungus away from the doorway. With her teammates' help, she finally escapes. Afterward, the team puts on protective suits and rescues John, but by then he has already been infected. His body is undergoing terrifying changes. Meanwhile, Ellie finally discovers a way to fight the fungus. She brings the colonel into the cold storage room and tells him that cold is the fungus's only weakness. It turns out this fungus can control the human nervous system, manipulating hosts to spread spores and reproduce. To prevent a catastrophe, Ellie proposes sending all survivors back to the surface immediately and having professional medical teams treat them in isolation. But the colonel firmly refuses. His true goal is to turn the fungus into a biological weapon. Since the fungus cannot survive outside the human body, He plans to transport infected people as living containers to the surface. Faced with the Colonel's insane plan, Ellie is powerless to stop it and is forced to obey orders. The team puts on protective suits and prepares to evacuate through the mining path. At this moment, the station squad transmits over the radio again. Piercing screams echo through the signal. They warn everyone never to open the shaft hatch. The signal cuts off the next second. Clearly the squad has been wiped out. Realizing this, everyone falls into despair. In search of a final way out, they take the elevator to the deepest level. But the moment the doors open, everyone is stunned. The research area before them is covered in thick frost. Through an audio recording, Ellie finally learns the truth. During deep drilling operations, the research team uncovered a fungus not from Earth. This fungus can infest the nervous system and take over the host's mind. It can even merge multiple bodies together to maintain warmth. After hearing the recording, everyone sinks into complete despair. Faced with this eerie life form from the depths of the Earth, can they still escape the Kola super deep borehole?